Crisis is a word that sends chills and shivers through the spine of thousands and millions of entrepreneurs and businesses today. The moment they hear this word called crisis, they are all there in a state of shock. And today, we have been hearing this word more frequently than the last 10 years. And taking forward, we are going to be filled in the environment of crisis, if you like or you don't like. But according to me, my dear friend, crisis is something that you shouldn't fear. Rather, crisis is something that businesses and leaders today should celebrate. Because if not for a villain, how can a hero be born? Today, some of the biggest companies that you see in the world, the companies like GE, General Motor Corporations, Airbnb, Tesla, Microsoft, all of these organizations were built solely during crisis. They utilized the financial meltdown and economic downturns to their advantage. When 2000 was born, every companies in Silicon Valley, they were filled with the fear how they're going to face the ongoing crisis of 2K problem. But do you know what? When everyone were moving out, there was this company called Facebook who entered into the Silicon Valley. The biggest brands of the world today, my dear friend, have been built especially during the crisis. So crisis is not something that you should fear, but celebrate. But now, what did they actually do? You'll be surprised when I say they just did 3 things. And when you do these 3 things, you will be amazed looking at the results of what's going to happen. So what are those 3 things? The first thing is you need to learn the art of reframing the problem. Everything comes down to the mindset. Meaning which, in the year 2016, when demonetization was announced, everyone panicked. Every company panicked. They did not know how to react to it. But you know what? This gentleman called 𝐒𝐤𝐴𝐚, he saw an extraordinary opportunity. He saw a nation that had billions and billions and billions of people in population struggling with something called as demonetization. And he took that advantage and launched a company called as Paytm. The rest is history. He changed the codes of how Indians do transactions. As a result of which, an unbelievable giant, the Paytm, was formed. So when you face a crisis, the first thing that you have to do is, my dear friend, do not ask yourself, how am I going to survive? Rather ask yourself, how am I going to utilize this opportunity, convert it to become an area of growth? Because when you look into any challenge, every challenge gives you an opportunity. It is your ticket to your future. Now, if there is no challenges around, no crisis around, your growth is going to be, my dear friend, very mediocre or very systematic. But when there is a crisis, your growth can be exponential. It can be awesome. And that is why you need to love crisis. You need to look out for crisis, problems that threatens the world. That is the first thing that you're supposed to do. The second is you need to force innovation. So what do I mean by forcing innovation? Innovation, my dear friend, it doesn't happen by very structured research. Rather, when you force yourself to innovate, you become an extraordinary innovator. During COVID crisis, my dear friend, one of the company that took me by surprise is a company called as Louis Vuitton. You all know that Louis Vuitton is one of the biggest organizations in this world, who is the leader of fashion and lifestyle. Great. But you know what did they do during COVID? They didn't stagnate. Rather, they utilized their entire manufacturing facility to manufacture hand sanitizers. You heard it right. They use their facilities for that. As a result of which, they had huge success. Zara, one of the well-known costume brands in the world, you know what did they do? They use their complete facilities to manufacture protective gears for medical personnels. And they had a huge success. Similarly, my dear friend, I can keep listing many organizations. Take Tesla, the great Elon Musk. What did he do? One of the most creative, innovative men who lives today. He utilized the Tesla manufacturing lines to assemble ventilators using automobile and car parts. And the success was again skyrocketing. Today, my dear friends, You need to ask yourself and force your mind to think of innovation, because during crisis, if you push yourself, understand, innovation comes automatically. A research proves that, my dear friend. Crisis creates innovation. And this is an opportunity for you to create that innovation for your company. And the last and the most favorite of all points for me is the third one. And that is, you need to ask yourself, what is that one pain point can I solve for people into the crisis? Because when you become a problem solver for someone's pain point, remember this, people get comfortable to pay you for solving their problem. And now the world requires problem solvers. Probably today you are also solving a problem for someone somewhere, and that's why your business exists. Now ask yourself, what is a bigger problem that I can solve for a bigger pain, for a bigger group of audience when a crisis arrives? And when you do that, unbelievably, the success of your company would be historic. And that is how world's most powerful brands, organizations, and companies were built. And you could be the next extraordinary brand when you are ready to solve someone's problem. By doing these three things, my dear friend, you can be rest assured that your company is going to move to become the next sensational brand of your industry. Remember, the biggest gift that you can have in your life are problems. And especially, if those problems are crises, then I'll tell you, this is your golden ticket to stardom. Never fear crisis. Love them. Embrace them. Move towards them. And today, keep hunting for a crisis. Keep hunting for a problem. When you discover it, go with all that you've got. Success will become yours. This is your friend, Gerald Arun Dass, and you're listening to Business Series with me. Stay tuned.